So we're talking about self-limiting beliefs today. Today we're actually going to be focusing on two different words, but we also have another video that accompanies this one just talking about self-limiting beliefs and self-talk in general.
So that's a good one to go watch first if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, but watch that one and then come back to this one. If you're watching in the playlist, then you're ready to go.
We'll wait for you.
I won't.
Okay, welcome back.
Okay. So, so if and because. What are we talking about? What is this word if, and what does it mean to your psyche?
Yeah. So if, what is if? It's conditional. Mm-hmm. It's this is only going to happen if this other thing happens. Mm-hmm. Now, how do we apply that in our lives? A lot of times we think, okay, I want this, but I can't get this. I can only get this if something else outside of my control happens.
Right. I've got a coffee shop. Or I've got a coffee roastery that I'm setting up right now, and I can only make money if the inspector approves everything. That's kind of the way, I say things to myself. It's like, I can only make money if things go my way.
Okay. What if you rephrase that to, I can make money because? Just replace if with because.
Exactly. So, how do you do that? Well, it's pretty simple. So, I'm going to make... So, you kind of have to change a lot of words in the sentence.
Yeah,
but it's like,
I'm...
Grammatically.
Dang,
but
grammar. How do you even say that?
I would change it to sound like this. I'm going to make a lot of money because I am going to get approved.
Right.
It's not this if thing. Basically what it does is it changes your mind to think that there's no way that this thing could happen unless this thing happens.
Right.
It's also kind of puts yourself out of control of your circumstances, which in the grand scheme of things, we are all out of control of our circumstances. You never know when you're going to get...
Some things are.
Yeah, you never know when you get hit by a car or something like that.
Yeah.
But you do have a lot of control over what you do besides those things. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we give that control over,
right,
just with the bad vocabulary, using the word if instead of because. So what we're going to do with these videos where we talk about these different words is we're going to give you a challenge to take the word if out and use because as much as possible. So do an audit of the things that you're telling yourself where your limits are. Right. I can only run a marathon if this thing happens.
Right.
Just go through everything and change it to because, and try to tell yourself that every day, so that you can get used to that word because, mm-hmm, and get used to using it instead of if.
It basically comes down to what outcome are you willing to settle for? Mm-hmm. Are you willing to settle for, I'm not going to get this goal that I want to have? Or are you not willing to settle for that at all? Mm-hmm. It really comes down to that, because if you're like, well, this is kind of up in the air, I don't know if I'm going to get this thing because this other person has this thing. Mm-hmm. There's always another way. There's always another way. Are you willing to go that far? I always think about, and this is probably just me being weird me, but I always think about those super villain bad guy people. They are so determined to take over the world no matter who's standing in their way. They get knocked down by the superhero so many times, but they always come back with a new plan to take over the world. Mm-hmm. Are you going to be the mad scientist superhero and take over your own world? Mm-hmm. Or are you going to let Superman rip it from your hands over and over and over?
Yeah, I like to think of Mojo Jojo.
Yes.
And the Powerpuff Girls.
Yep.
Man, that guy's determined. He's not going to let those little girls mess with him.
His little glass hat around his brain gets cracked every single time when he comes back. His brain gets exposed to the elements and he still comes back and do it. Are you willing to be that persistent? I've never had my brain exposed to the elements.
I have.
But that was nice.
So anyway. So yeah, that's our challenge. I think it's a good challenge. Let us know what you think. Actually, don't let us know what you think of this challenge, but let us know what things you've been telling yourself a little bit of a limiting belief on. Mm-hmm. I know we know a lot of YouTubers, so you might relate to this. What are you telling yourself is your limiting thing for you becoming a successful YouTuber? Mm-hmm. And change that from if to because. And also let us know any techniques you have that could help other people change the way they're thinking.
Everybody does a little bit differently. I have my obviously very strange method.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not everybody's method. And a lot of times, actually getting this thing verbalized and maybe written down and being somewhat accountable to other people helps you overcome that. So don't be afraid to put it in the comments. No judgment.
No judgment from us. You know, we've got some trolls that might come after you. Just ignore them. Just kidding.
We'll beat them up for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, we will delete their comments. We're gonna. Freedom of speech is over in our comment section. So there you go. All right, thanks for watching this video, guys, and we'll definitely be putting out some more of these. We really enjoy this kind of thing. It's a life hack.
Hacks or that life.
I know the Jolos when people say life hack. That's why I said it.
That's nice.
All right, thanks, guys. Goodbye.
Bye. And slur.